Hi Bill, I want to thank you for sending in your samples for us to test on our Clicker 1500 press. I've got die here. I'm going to try to simulate some multiple cavity die for you. This is a business card die that we had made for us for testing. I'm going to use this as on the first application. Now I did do a off-camera test with both the steel rule die and the Clicker die, and and this is what I came out with. If you can see that, this is the small Clicker die that I used for the square or rectangle. This is the donut die that I use for sampling, just to simulate a donut type shape. Now with both of these, I had real good luck cutting both of them. As you can see, I cut the outside ring, the center ring, and then the little square that I had. And with the steel rule die, it cut out all of the little cards, the 8 little cards that I had, with no problem. So what I'm going to do is show you how I did it, so you can see for yourself that it works wonderfully. Got your sample here. What I'm going to do is set this in. We'll slide that right in like this. Here's our punch. Pull this back up off of there. And as you can see, I'm not sure how your paper is going to be attached to your product here. Seems like when it's cold it comes off fairly easy. So I'm just going to try to maneuver it around and shuffle it like a deck of cards so you can see it cuts. All the edges are nice and clean. Like I said, the paper doesn't seem to want to stick to the cold ones, but it worked great for a steel rule die. Now I think that's what you're going to want as far as multiple cavity die for this, and it cuts fine. It doesn't stick as long as your material is cold. Now what I'm going to do here is quickly, I'm going to take this off. This is the only difference between using the different dies is the thickness of the cutting board. You can use a smaller cutting board for the higher dies. Now the way this works is we'll take and set these on top with the cutting board on the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and do them both like this. And just slide it in. That's probably a little too much for this type of die. Got less inches for that type of die than you can on the I was just looking for something to push this out. As you can see, that does, well, now that it's warming up, it wants to stick inside there. But it cuts out very cleanly, very nicely. Same way with this one. Cuts it out nice and clean. But like I said, I think the steel rule die is going to work the best for you. You can have multiple cavities in there, and you can also have more lineal inches. So it will give you more options later on if you decide to do something else. I'll send you this video and we'll talk about it. Thank you.